Bob Carter from Toyota, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you, Ruben.
So let's talk a little bit about the FT1 concept that you unveiled here in Detroit. What was the inspiration for it, and maybe what can we see actually potentially in a showroom in a couple of years?
Well, there's been a rich history at Toyota around sports cars. You go back into the 60s, we had the GT2000 that was iconic back then. It was in the James Bond's movies. Then you moved into the 70s and the 80s, we had cars like the GT86, and then the Celica, then the Supra, then the MR2, so we've had that rich history. And today, we have performance cars, sports cars in our Lexus brand. We have them in our Scion brand with the FRS, but we don't have one in the Toyota brand. So this is a concept, but this is our vision of what a Toyota sports car should look like in the future.
Now, one of the things you hear a lot of critics say is, Toyota comes out with these great concept cars, really amazing lines, really interesting cars, then you never end up actually seeing one in the showroom. Is this something that we might actually see in a Toyota showroom at some point?
Well, I'd love to have this car tomorrow, and we're really studying the market on the sports cars, but it's driven by our new global president, Akio Toyoda. His passion is cars. He lives and breathes cars. Many of us, myself included, do. And his mantra is, we want to bring more exciting cars, more emotional cars, more fun to drive cars. So you're seeing that through our product line. We just launched the new RCF Lexus this morning. We have the new Corolla that just entered the market. We got the new Scion FRS, but you're starting to see that emotional design and that fun to drive performance that you never would have expected from a Toyota.
Emotional and fun to drive, I guess, two words that you don't necessarily associate with Toyota in the past, but you do associate the word reliability and people coming into the showrooms to buy cars that are reliable. What's your outlook for 2014? What are we going to see in terms of U.S. auto sales?
Well, in terms of Toyota, the reliability, the value, the high MPG, that's how we built this company over 30 years. We won't stray. That's what Toyota means to people today will always be what we represent. But we're putting a little bit more sizzle into the styling in showroom. But we're very bullish ourselves because of all the product. We're very bullish about the auto business. Auto business now just completed 4 years of consecutive million unit growth. Last year, in 2013, came in at 15.6 million cars in the US. That's a healthy market. We're forecasting 16 million for 2014. So the rate of growth of the car industry will slow. We're also starting to see less pent-up demand driving the market. But what's exciting is as pent-up demand sort of subsides as we move into 14, good, solid, basic economics are what's driving our business.
When you look at economics, you've got a weaker yen. Hopefully, if you do sell more cars here in the US, will that help margins?
Well, certainly it does help, but we have 14 production facilities located in North America, 12 of those in the US. We did that for two reasons. One is we do believe that we should produce, build, and assemble where we sell. That's a core value of the company. And two, that does shield from any currency fluctuations. Currency markets is something that is, at least for the car guys like myself, it's impossible to forecast. So about 70 to 72% of all the vehicles we sell in North America are produced here. So, a weaker yen and a stronger dollar, certainly that helps, but that's really not core to our business because so much of that is built and sourced here.
Great. Bob, thank you so much for your time. We appreciate it.
Ruben, always my pleasure.